Hi, I'm Richy.
Hi, I'm Andrew.
And we're the hosts of the Well podcast.
And in this show, we're going to talk about all things marketing related and the things that RA marketing can do for financial advisors, as well as what we're doing in our own financial advisory practices.
Yeah, like Andrew said, we are both active financial advisors. So we're in the field doing what you guys do. And so in this show, we'll share the good, the bad, and the ugly.
This episode of The Well starts now.
All right, welcome back. We're season 3, episode 7 today.
Yeah, a little different format here today, but really excited about it because we usually just talk to each other, but now we get to talk to our main man, Keith Cooper.
Good to be here, guys.
The red hat himself.
Heck yeah.
And you'll notice that the voice on microphone is a little bit sexier than Richy and I's.
Oh, come on now.
Give us your voice. What do you got?
Keith has a face for radio.
Thank you for tuning in here on the RA podcast.
Oh, man.
Oh, be careful. What kind of podcast is this?
Hey, this one is supposed to be clean according to the podcast.
Not trying anything here.
Okay, going with it. All right.
So we, on our last one, we actually said we were going to talk about AI today. Yeah. We're still going to do that, but we had this opportunity with Keith. We had to run with it. So.
Yeah. This is going to be a special episode because I think we did tease it a little bit, like that we were going to have some stuff with Keith.
Definitely did.
But this is going to be kind of a kickoff of some fresh content for the Well.
Yep.
Some new stuff that we're going to try, and we're really excited about it.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely. We've how many episodes? We're at least.
Gosh, 40, 50,
something like that.
Yeah.
So we're into it now. I think a lot about us at this point.
Yeah.
And now we just want to keep utilizing really our network and Keith. So you're boots on the ground a lot more than we are talking to the advisors at this point. So I don't know. Why don't let's introduce yourself first.
Yeah.
And then we'll go into that.
So I call myself the head of discombobulation at RA marketing.
It's a fitting title.
But I work with the team on a daily basis and work directly in the trenches with advisors, everything from setting up what marketing campaigns might be appropriate and might be best for that advisor in their area and for who they are, their style and everything like that, to the team actually executing that campaign. Mm-hmm. And then from there, we're also interested in how the advisors on the backside are doing with the results from the campaign. So a lot of times I'm meeting with advisors and helping them understand how can they position themselves as a trusted authority? How can they present better? How can they capture appointments at the events better? How can they, in other words, how can they optimize their system? And this word optimize gets used a lot, so I'm almost a little hesitant to say it. But I fine tune things a lot with advisors in all processes related to their marketing. And while we're not directly involved with all phases of the marketing, where we're mostly involved in is setting up the campaign, getting butts in the seats, giving the advisors the opportunities to execute and bring the good about that they're trying to bring about in their communities. Yeah. So, on a day-to-day basis, that's what we're doing. We're in the trenches. Marketing is war. We're going to talk a lot about that, I think. Mm-hmm. And we want to be the ones mostly on the front line for advisors, and we try to do that. But this is a joint effort. We should really say that. Oh, yeah. There's no such thing as I hired a marketing company and they do everything. That's a bunch of poppycock malarkey and rubbish, just straight up. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as that. It is a joint effort, and that's why we're not a vendor. We're a partner. We look for our values have to align. The advisors we work with, we want to make sure values align. Are they looking at us as a vendor, like a phone company? Are they looking at us like a trusted partner? And that's how we are set up. Yeah. And that's what we're set up to do best for people.
Yeah, I've seen that come through. You've been with us now, what? Just over 2 years. Just over 2 years. Celebrated your 2-year anniversary just a couple weeks ago or a week ago maybe.
Yep.
And something I've seen is I wouldn't say it's a massive shift because Richy and I definitely did it, but you have led the charge in terms of leaning into the partnership component of it and following up more with people after the event to say, hey, how can we help you be better? Not just how can we make the marketing better, but how can we help you be better and be more successful? Speak to that as it relates to what I've heard you say from stage a couple of times that this is in our DNA. What we do for financial advisors is in our DNA. So elaborate on that a little bit because I think that's one of the most kind of, pivotal things that you've kind of introduced to the company.
It starts with you guys. It has started with you both. You are both in the industry. You're both financial advisors. You both have your own separate wealth management practices that you do. Mm-hmm. And to have I mean, the same marketing that we do for everyone is the same marketing that we do for you guys. Right? There's no difference. It's not like, there just isn't a difference.
Have you done anything else outside of RA this year?
No.
Me neither. Same thing.
Yeah.
I might try. No.
Listen to that. You guys need a moment? So I think being owned and led by financial advisors speaks volumes.
Yeah.
And a lot of advisors think that too. And I mean, so yes, it's not just about the fact that you guys are owners, you're advisors, you work in the industry, you bring back firsthand knowledge from the front lines, what is working and what's not, because you guys turn into our guinea pigs a lot. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah. I mean, our lead digital marketer is a licensed life and annuity guy. I'm married to an advisor. So there's a lot of DNA from the industry that seeps in. And if you were to think, geez, that probably makes a big difference in the type of messaging and the way we message the ads and formulate the things in the landing pages, because we have a deep insight and deep empathy into what you, the advisor, are actually looking for. You'd be right. That does shine through. That does come through.
I'm gonna go away from the script a minute because first of all, you're a world-class speaker. I'll just say it. We've been on stages with you, seen you do your thing. We've seen you go after really, really big names in the industry, and you absolutely dominate. So I'm gonna say too. I mean, what I really enjoy, once a week, the three of us get together. We kind of talk about, what we're saying, what's working for you, what are you hearing, what we're gonna do, company direction, and all those things. But you always come to the table with the wealth of knowledge, because I would put we've said it on the podcast before, I would put your industry knowledge above anybody's. I don't. There's nobody. I've never met somebody so well-rounded in this industry. It's like, hey Keith, what do you think about? Oh yeah, blah blah blah. You go out. Oh, it's quoted here. It's in this place. What the heck, dude?
You might be being a little bit generous, but
no, I'm being generous, but you deserve it. I really think you're an animal in the industry, and you and our agents.
Well, I mean, I've studied it. For more than 2 decades, I have been in some shape, form, or another, marketing in the financial services industry for financial advisors.
Right.
And this has a deeply rooted meaning to me, in that when Kristen and I were first married, we lived with her grandmother, and this is kind of a neat little story where the idea was, Keith and Kristen are just married, they're broke, we were, let's live with grandma for a year. I mean, you guys know the whole story, you've heard it before, and it was like, yeah, we'll let Keith and Kristen live with grandma. Well, the day before we moved in, so we were married, we went on a little bit of a honeymoon, not much of one, but a little one, because again, we were broke. And we come back the day before we're to move in, grandma got in a car accident. Ended up being her fault. She was a little banged up, but thankfully everyone was okay. But what that kind of spiraled for everyone was that grandma was in a much bigger state of decline than anyone realized. And all of a sudden, her driver's license got taken away because of that accident. She was no longer, she couldn't be mobile. She couldn't be independent. So a lot of that was lost. And grandma's the house that you go to have fun as a kid, right? And so for Kristen, growing up, always going to grandma's house, having fun, all of a sudden it became we were living with her as part of a long-term care plan, a very urgent one, an unintended one, an unplanned for one. And so we saw firsthand, and this was deeply meaningful to Kristen, right? But she sat there watching her grandmother with bills spread out on the table, head in the hands, and saw something on her face that she had never seen before, ever. It was fear and worry. And this was in the .com, it was at the end of 99, so .com was going crazy and great, and then it blew up. And what happened? Grandma's IRA tanked. I mean, it just tanked. And the response from everyone else was, buy, hold, and pray. It'll be okay. That's the standard line. Buy, hold, and pray. It'll be okay. But did her expenses stop? No, she kept taking money out in a down period. And she needed, eventually, we did have to hire some care. Well, she didn't have a plan, so that meant more money out of the IRA, which meant more in taxes. And she was a widow, so she had the widow's cliff of taxes happening. And then so all of a sudden, her Social Security was getting creamed in taxes, all of a sudden. And so what then? Had to take more out to make up the, and it was just this nasty spiral. And so when I say that Kristen saw on grandma's face fear and worry for the first time ever, that was so deep and internal. I was seeing this too. And so, I mean, anyway, that's eventually what led Kristen into the industry with a passion and a fire. It's what, and we just saw, if someone had taught her how to do decent tax planning, if someone had taught her how to do a little bit of long-term care planning, if someone had taught her a little bit about risk mitigation and just instead of buy, hold, and pray, because eventually it'll be okay. Eventually was right then for grandma. It was right then. She didn't have time to wait for eventually. But no one had taught her those basic things. And so I have a deeply rooted, foundation of the difference that a good, intentional financial advisor and planner and retirement planner can do for people. And I know the difference it would have made in that situation. I know the difference it makes for hundreds and thousands of people throughout there. So one of the biggest missions that I feel, I treat this as a mission. This is mission critical for me, which is one reason I'm passionate about this and love it. I love helping people that are helping people. We're helping people do the most good for people. And that's what RA marketing really is about. That's what I mean when it's in our DNA. Not just industry knowledge. That's true. It's not just we know what the heck we're doing. That's definitely true. It's not just we've done so many thousands of campaigns and been around the block so many different times. We've seen what tends to work. We've seen what tends not to. Yes, all that is great. But we believe in what the industry can do for people. Yeah. That's what makes up our DNA.
Yeah. It's noble work. You said that. I remember the very first time I saw you on stage, that was one of the first opening lines you said was, it's noble work. What you do, and you're speaking to financial advisors, is noble and
yes.
It's needed. And that kind of story, I think every good financial advisor has been in that situation at this point where they've seen that, like, hey, the work that I'm doing can markedly improve their lives, not just their finances, because numbers are numbers, right? But we can improve their lives.
Why are we improving their finances? Why are we doing risk mitigation? Why are we doing tax planning, estate plan? Why do we do these things?
Right. It's definitely that why. I had an appointment this morning just before this, and the couple that I'm sitting with, amazing couple, super friendly, nice, just a great couple. You can tell they love each other. Been married 45 years, but they're in my office because he's having some heart problems. He's getting older, and frankly, he's not sure how long he's going to make it. And he's looking for somebody he can trust that'll take care of his wife. And then later in the conversation, he tells me he also does their two kids' financial. He used to be securities licensed, doing the whole thing. So he does their kid stuff and he does their grandkid stuff.
Okay.
And so they're connecting with me. They're looking for somebody they can trust and believe in. And what you're saying, the story you just told, and what we're all talking about right now, is the difference of RA.
Yeah.
Because I think we've seen the other companies that just sell programs. Like we don't need to sell to you guys that you need marketing. Like it used to be when we first started, it's like Facebook. Like, let me tell you how great it is. You guys know Facebook works. Mail works. Marketing works. You need it. What makes us different is we understand the clients because we're sitting with them. Like, I just can't stress that enough. I just see the people. One advisor does one seminar, gets 20 people they're in front of.
Right.
Like 20 households. You could literally impact 20 households every single time you get on stage. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. That's really the
Let me ask you, Richie, where did you meet these people? How did you find them?
I found them at a seminar. I did it was at the West Fork Whiskey. We did one in the day there.
Yep. And the RA team did a campaign for you. It was all digital marketing in this case. I don't think you did any mail in this one.
I did not do mail on that one.
Okay.
It was all Facebook advertising, digital.
Yep.
I want to say there was like 15 households or something at that one.
So I would take this as a point right now too to talk about this just a little bit. I do hear a lot of times on the front lines from people that, digital marketing or social media marketing or whatever doesn't work. You guys and many, many of our advisors who write lots of business every year do nothing but that. And mail works wonderfully too. Okay, I'm going to say that. Mail does work.
It does.
Okay,
yeah, sure.
It does. I'm looking at the camera. I'm saying it. But I just, I get a little amped up when people say, I tried that once. It doesn't work. That is such garbage. You met just some great people that you're going to have a huge impact for, Richie. And that was from Facebook specifically.
I've only ever done Facebook.
Yeah.
I've literally not done anything else except for Facebook.
So how do we find, so why do people say, I tried that once and it doesn't work? I mean, where is it? I believe them. I believe them. They tried. Yeah. They didn't get great quality. And it's always going to be kind of a mixed bag. But something that RA has is a way, everyone talks about, the algorithms. It's actually not about that. Can you trick the algorithm? No, it's not about that either. It's understanding deeply how Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, how these platforms actually work.
Right.
And working with them. There's no trick. There's no golden key. It's grit, effort, elbow grease, and all that. But I will say this. We know what behaviors and interests we ought to target in general, right? And every area is different. Every venue is different. I get that. But in general, we do know that. And we know what order to layer them in. Mm-hmm. This is also something that most people overlook. I'll just pick these behaviors, blah, blah, blah. We're always A, B, C, D, E, and F testing. We're always doing that. But the order, I'm just going to say this, right? The order in which you layer those things really matters. And how you're further defining audiences or not further define. I mean, all of that matters. So we're talking about some technical knowledge here, some industry deep insight knowledge. And I used to think, many years ago, I used to think, most advisors can do this themselves. No, you can't. No, you can't.
You can't. No.
You really, really can't. And I have had many wonderful opportunities to have advisors talk with me and be very open and transparent where they did try it. Mm-hmm. And after 6 to 9 months of learning how to run ads, learning how to have and like, oh, shoot, I need this piece of software, so I'm going to subscribe to that. Oh, now I need this one over here, so I'm going to subscribe to that guy too. And now my costs are going up all of a sudden. And I'm still not expert at this, so I need to study. I need to take courses. What are they not doing while they're doing all that, trying to do what we do expertly?
Writing business?
They're not writing business. They're not impacting families and communities. That's what they're not doing. Yep. And so, people that have been very transparent about this as we've had kneecap to kneecap conversations, I'll ask them, so at the end of this 9-month period where you've taken classes, subscribed to different automation softwares and all the things that we do in the background, are you better off? No, I'm frustrated. I'm canceling subscriptions, and I haven't written business in 9 months or just referrals here and there. I was trying to get a seminar off the ground 8 months ago. That's what I was trying to do. Yep. And 9 months later, I can't market for a seminar. Now, I am not saying you can't dedicate to it, but I'm going to ask you, what is the highest and best use of your time? Are you impacting communities, families, businesses for the good? If you're trying to learn a skill that others can do cheaper and better than you, that makes all kind of nonsense. I mean, that's more poppycock malarkey and rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a good point, man. You can't concentrate on stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah. And I love the line, well, it didn't work. I tried it once. It didn't work for me. Well, the three of us work out a fair amount.
Yeah.
If you go to the gym once,
I mean, come on, man.
Is it going to work for you? No, it's the consistency.
I did some bicep curls and it didn't,
oh, man,
I didn't get a ball.
The concept of I tried it once and it didn't work is just always baffling to me because it's like, well, nothing in life works that way. Literally nothing in life is a one and done miracle pill. There's just no such thing.
In this business, it takes 2 or 3 months to write business anyways, to realize that gain.
Right.
So how can
you build a relationship properly? Right. Yeah, a lot of times
to do your process and whatever. Even if you're doing a 2-appointment close, which we do, I mean, it's still going to take that long with scheduling and all this stuff, actually building out the plan. So for somebody to run it and say, no,
certain campaigns do fail.
Well, I was going to say,
absolutely.
I remember we had one guy in attendance.
Oh man, that was brutal.
And it sucked. We had one guy there, and we sat down with him. We had lunch, but then you know what? We had a dinner right behind it, and we crushed it.
Right. Yeah, we've talked about that. I don't know how many times in this podcast, but preaching the consistency. I mean, literally the last one we talked about was
that's what success is about.
It's just keep going.
It is about consistency in everything: your family, your faith, fitness, the gym, your health, business, marketing. I used to live in Florida as a kid, and I was playing Little League baseball and everything. And this kid was 2 years older than me, a guy named Jamie. Ever since his sophomore year, he was being scouted by college. Mm-hmm. It was just that good. And so he's in 11th grade. I'm in 9th grade. I'm watching him in the batting cages, and he has a private batting coach. That is the level that Jamie is at.
Yeah.
And I would sit there like this.
Yeah.
As he's in the batting cage, crank it, crush it, just smack. The sound that ball would make, the wind coming off his bat speed was incredible. And we were in the same church. He was just a guy I always looked up to, right, at church and on the field and all that. Yeah. Anyway, so comes the next pitch. While he's in the batting cage, sitting there right next to his batting coach, and he whiffs it. He full on whiffed it, and I was like, did he drop his shoulder? No. Did he pull his head? No. Everything looked right to me. So I look up to coach. I'm like, hey, coach. What did he do wrong on that one? And I never forget this. Big coach, he looked down at me. He's like, kid, sometimes you just miss. Next pitch, smacking it. Boom, 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 boom. Just back on it. I mean, guys, sometimes in marketing, you just miss. And you know that with clients. You'll have clients that you've had 1-2 meetings with that look great, and then all of a sudden, they do not go with you. They just drop off, and you have no idea why. What did I do wrong? Maybe there's things you can identify, but you've both had these opportunities, just whiff, and everything was perfect, and you just don't know why. And that's just the truth. Sometimes you just miss. Yeah. You have to stay in that box. You have to take the next pitch and get your next swing because it's going to be just fine. So, yeah, the one and done is never people who have that mentality. I'm going to try it once and see how it works. I almost don't want to work with them. Right? It's like, I'm going to dive in. I understand to dip the toe in the water, but you can't do that in marketing.
No.
Study it. Make sure the team is right. Make sure your values align. Make sure they're going to be a partner like we're trying to be and are for so many operations around the country, so many advisors, family offices, et cetera. And then go. Make a decision. Be a partner.
Yeah. And that brings up, I kind of think one of the things that we're looking forward to with the podcast that you're doing. You're going to be interviewing some of our top partners, some of the people that we work with a lot.
Yeah.
Tell us what you expect to hear in those interviews, what you're excited about in those interviews, and why you think it's relevant for the audience to consume that.
So, I mean, on the front side, we see a lot of what works. These advisors that I've already lined up for the coming episodes, lined up for them, they have a great system. They are closing business. They have a great system that we're part of, but we're one piece of the if you think of a pie chart or whatever, to make a financial advisory practice, retirement planning practice successful, we're one piece of that, and we're a big piece of that. But there's also follow-up. There's also mentality. There's the drip system that you have in place, which we don't do any of that. We do event marketing, like full stop, event marketing, appointment generating activities. But after that, it's up to you, because this is what we commonly say. What's our job? Is to give you opportunity. That's our job. What's your job, guys? I'm going to ask you, what's your job as advisors?
Turn those opportunities into business, into relationships.
Is to capitalize on that opportunity provided. Yep. Now, if we don't do our job to the best of our ability, we're going to make that right. Because, man, are we good at what we do, but we are not perfect. We will get better. The longer we're with someone in a territory or an area, the longer we're with an advisor, we get better, you get better. That just happens. That's a fact. So that's why I'm saying be a partner. Stay in it, right? Stay in that batter's box. But as far as what I think we're going to learn, we see a lot of the front side of marketing, but we often don't see a lot of the backside. We often don't get to hear about the differences being made in people's lives. We ask, but, advisors are busy. And we're not in the office to see it. So I'm expecting to hear a lot about different systems that are working, maybe some systems that they've tried and failed on that other advisors can say, you know what, I am doing that, and that's not working for him. Maybe that's my problem. I want this to be brutally honest, open, and transparent. And just a really deep dive into what is working in the full system for you as a practice. So it's more like, what's our practice development, not just marketing. That'll be a piece of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say make it about you guys too. If you have questions, because how many times have I come to you, Keith, and I'll be like, hey, who do we have that knows about this? And you'll be like, oh, contact this advisor. I'll contact him, get the answer. So as you guys have questions, if you've made it this far in the podcast, write what you want to hear in the comments, because I'm telling you, other advisors have already been through that he's going to be interviewing.
And certainly have some thoughts on it.
Oh, 100%. Even if you just pull, just a carrot out of what they're saying, you could totally transform your business.
Yeah.
We were talking about that the other day. You can change one thing and it completely changes everything. Yeah. And so you have to be really in tune with what's happening, and then search out people that are doing it better than you are.
Yeah.
That's really the key. I mean, in order to win in your market, you just have to be better than your neighbors.
Yeah.
Make it really simple. If I'm better than anybody in this building, I'm probably going to get some business out of it.
It's just that 1% difference, that mentality. Yep. I mean, I love Atomic Habits. I love just what is the 1% that we can do today.
Yep.
And that is the team's mentality. Ari, what's a 1% difference we can make today?
Yeah.
And sometimes the changes and refinements we make, we can't see what we're sowing right now. We can't see the fruit of that, but we know it's growing.
Yep.
We know it's building and developing. And so, sometimes it takes a little bit of faith to see those things come to fruition. But this is just the mentality, right? If we're always trying to improve, if we're always trying to do one more, if we're always trying to get 1% better, all of a sudden we're multiples better. We're orders of magnitudes better. Suddenly. It's like the greatest overnight success was only 30 years in the making. That's all.
No big deal. Well, that's something you've brought to the team, I think, in spades, is just that drive to constantly be looking for how can we improve, and that's something I'm super
not
proud
comfortable.
of. Well, that's good.
Right, exactly. If you have a portfolio that's set it and forget it, how many times do we pitch against that?
Yeah.
This is the reason you don't want that. But you have no,
That's right.
We're not set it and forget it already either. Now I know the campaigns are short. Some people say, oh, they're only 3-week campaigns. What can you do? You could do a heck of a lot in 3 weeks. Yeah. We used to call it the Saturday special because we'd wake up every Saturday morning and we'd look at campaigns. We have these benchmarks and we'd make changes and they would always get better. Yep. And you do that with the team. The team does that. We're not happy with things being great. We want them to be better every single time.
And I'm not sure when the team sleeps. We do. We work hard. We play hard. We do. But, there is always someone with a finger on the pulse of the campaigns. There's always someone. Yeah. Paul is always in there looking at the social media aspect of it. Always. Bree and Casey and Felicia are always looking at landing pages, the conversion rates. What if we changed this headline? What if we did a different color scheme? What if we used AI to determine which user, once they come from Facebook or social media, is going to see which variant of the landing page? And sometimes the changes are so subtle, but they're all designed to build a sense of nostalgia. And you guys, can you feel that, what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Everyone has a finger on the pulse of every campaign. Yes, they're fast and furious, just like you're saying. But that doesn't mean it's like, here, turn it on and let's see what happens. Missile fired. Let's hope it hits target. There's constant course corrections, and that's part of the dedication that RA has to every single campaign. Because, again, we believe in what the advisor can do for people. We believe the audience that we're creating, that roster that's filling with people that are registering for your event, all we see is, I hope we can help as many of them as possible, put them on a better path. Because we know every advisor that we work with can. They have that potential and ability and power.
That's right. Well, that's good. I think we've covered just about everything, Keith. You
one way or another.
We had a whole list of questions here, and I was kind of reading through them as we were going, and I'm like, man,
we just talked about it.
It just happened organically. So that's the best way for it to happen, I think. So we appreciate you doing what you do for the team, leading the team well, and I think carrying forward that vision that Richy and I established with the mission mindset of like, hey, we're not just taking an order and delivering a marketing campaign. We are taking orders and delivering marketing campaigns, but it's a living, breathing thing, and we're helping our advisors actually see success by helping their clients. And that's we're proud of you, and we're proud of the team for everything you're doing.
Thank you very much. I'm going to tease one thing. You ready? Radio.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Stand by. Get ready.
I love it. We're never sitting still at RA.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we got the I think the AI one next.
Maybe.
Maybe. So yeah, we'll shake you. You'll know when you watch.
Maybe it'll
one.
Be radio.
I don't even want to try.
That's good. That's good. I like it. Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right. Well, cool. Thank you guys. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next one.